Hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If you haven't been to the channel before, you'll find a lot of how-to videos, some track footage, things like that that'll help you. If you are a returning subscriber, welcome back, and you're probably wondering, the setup looks a little different. Well, you're right. I am so dedicated to bringing you guys some information, content, videos, whatever it is. I decided to pay my friend a visit while he's out of town and do a free mod on his vehicle. So the free mod that we're going to be doing today is removing the snow and debris guard from in front of the airbox, which will allow a little bit more airflow through into the air intake. Come on with me. I'm going to show you the tools that we need, and we're going to see how easy this is to do.
Motion in garage? The heck?
So the free mod that we're going to be doing today is removing the snow and
This motherfucker again. Every time I go out of town, play with your own goddamn toys. That's it. I'm calling the cops.
Most of the work that we're going to be doing today is going to be at the front grille and under the hood. So we'll start with a 3/8 ratcheting wrench. We need one of those. We're going to need a long extension, either 12-inch or at minimum a 6-inch and a 3-inch. You'll need a 3/8 universal drive, and this will help us get to the hood latch. You'll need a 10mm deep well socket and a 13mm deep well socket. You'll also want something to mark the hood latch location with. I'm going to use a carpenter's pencil because they're nice and thin and you can get an exact line that you need. We'll also need a panel removal tool, and I have a couple of different ones. So we'll see which one we end up needing for sure, but I brought a few of them with me. And then last but not least, we need a T15 to loosen up some of the panels under the hood. Let's head back to the car and get started. First thing we're gonna want to do is pop the hood. Now, once we're under the hood, the area that we're gonna focus on is right here on this panel or plate that goes over the front, the space between the front bumper and the radiator. So there are some 10mm screws that need to come out, and then some T15 screws that we need to loosen to get this trim panel off right here to be able to get this plate off. Now, the plate won't come off with the hood latch in place. So we do need to loosen the hood latch so that we can move this plate, lift it off, and not cause any damage to the plate itself. First thing I'm going to do is loosen the T15 screws that hold this trim panel on. Once I have these loose, I'm going to loosen the 10mm bolts that hold the plate down. There are also some push pins here, here, and one on the inside here that camera can't see. So we're going to get those off. Once we've taken all those off, you'll see this plate is kind of loose. Now, most people make the mistake of just trying to rip this up or pull this off at this point, but the hood latch does need to be loosened. So I'm going to bring you down here and show you what we need to do next. Before we get to the next steps, what we want to do is take our carpenter pencil we want to mark the exact location where the hood latch is currently sitting so that when we retighten those bolts, we know exactly where it needs to be. All right, what we're looking for here is we're going to get a extension, a universal socket, and the 13mm bolt in through one of these upper grill holes, and we're going to do that on each side. And what we're looking for is this bolt back here, and then there's another one on the other side that I'll show you as well. So we're going to zoom on in and focus on that bolt right there. Now that we have those locations marked, I'm going to go ahead and get my long extension 13mm socket and universal joint in here so that we can loosen the hood latch to get that plate off. Once you have this bolt loose, we'll go ahead and move to the other side. Now that we have the hood latch loose, we can go ahead and carefully start pulling this off. So we loosened all these pieces earlier. Now we just need to make sure that as we lift this, we pull up and out towards the back, because we want to get that over the hood stops or the hood bumps and out of the way of the latch. Now, usually you can just leave this loose. However, if you're still struggling, you can absolutely just take the bolt all the way out and drop this down, which is what I'm going to do right now. Okay, now that the hood latch is completely out of the way, we can lift this over and out. All right, now that we have this cover completely off, the piece that we're looking for is this plastic piece right here. Now, there is a push pin right here on this like rubber flap. This is not the one that we want. There are two right below it and then one straight down. Honestly, I'm not going to be able to get a camera in here close enough for you to be able to see it, but once you find this plastic piece, you'll know exactly which push pins I'm talking about. So I'm going to get my panel removal tool and I will start to get to these first two push pins first because they're easier to reach. And then that last one is pretty difficult, but once those first two are loosened, you can get underneath it to pull it up. I was able to get the rear two. Now I just need to get to the bottom one, which again is a little tricky, but it is doable. I'm going to try my angled panel removal tool, see if we can't get to it a little easier. There we go. And there you have it. This is the debris and snow guard that blocks airflow to the air intake. Now that we have the debris guard removed, we can go ahead, reverse those steps, and put the plate back on. Now that I have the hood latch back in place, I'm going to go ahead and screw the bolts back in that hold the plate in, and then finish off by putting the T15s back in the trim here. Now, before you do that, go ahead and shut the hood and do a test fit. Make sure that the hood is latching and unlatching properly. If it's not, make some, minute adjustments up or down on each side, and you should be good to go. Now, I've already tested that out, so we're good to go here. I'm just gonna show you finishing this up, and we're gonna speed that up too to save some time. And there you go, you're all set. You've removed the debris and snow blocker from in front of the air box, which will allow a little bit more air into the air box from the front of the vehicle for you. It's a free mod, doesn't cost anything. There's no real performance gains that have been documented by this, but you know what? It's something that's getting in the way. Others have done it. I've done it myself. I've done it on another friend's car, and now I've done it to this one since they're not here. If you have any questions on anything, leave them in the comments below. Give a like, subscribe, all that stuff. But also, I'll have all the tools that I use today in the description as well, so that if you don't have some of the tools, you can pick them up. Till the next time, till the next project, see you then. Fast as fuck, boy! Fast as fuck! Now that we have the panel off, what we're looking for is this plastic rubberish piece right here.
Look into my eyes.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, today is gonna look a little different. Nope, shit. Blooper reel.